the vast numbers of aged people, the people nearing old age, the loss of their savings brought with it the prospect of living their remaining years in destitution. And I know about this because I have grandparents who told me about this. It's pretty awful. People don't remember it, but you need to remember what it was like before Social Security. At the height of the Depression, many old people were literally penniless. And 1/3 to 1/2 of the aged were dependent on family or friends for support. And many of them were in the same boat. Homeless, houseless, penniless. We can't let this happen again. The poorhouses and other relief agencies that existed at the time to assist people who had fallen on hard times were financed mainly from charity and local funds. Very inadequate. And I actually did some research on Ancestry.com because I'm interested in my Irish heritage. And many of my Irish folks came in through Canada, and it's really hard to trace their beginnings. And it's really hard to chase down where they went during the Depression because most of them were in those houses. And if you go on Ancestry.com and you try to find your relatives during that period of time, you probably will find somebody that was living in one of those houses. They split up families, and it was a horrible time. And I think sometimes that generation doesn't really talk about it too much because they were strong and they lived through it and they just came through it. And they don't want to go back and revisit it. And some of those people are gone now, so they can't tell us about how horrible things were. We don't want to go back to that. Anyway, they could not begin either financially or conceptually to respond adequately to the special needs of the aged brought about by the cataclysmic events of the Depression. And we're sort of on the edge of that right now with this recession kind of always just kind of really begging at us. I know that Biden is doing his best to try to keep that at bay, but things are not good for us right now. The pandemic left. Social Security has been managed really, really well. It's one of the few government programs that actually does pretty well, doesn't have a lot of overhead, and it helps a lot of people. And even people like us depend on part of that Social Security as part of their income going into old age. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about that. And I certainly hope they don't come back for my Social Security because I'm going to be out there fighting all the way.